What was the economic basis of feudalism? Breaking news for history enthusiasts. The question on many minds today is, what was the economic basis of feudalism in medieval Europe? As we look back at this fascinating era, understanding its economic structure can help us grasp how societies evolved. The economic foundation of feudalism was primarily an agrarian system focused on land ownership and the relationships between lords and their vassals or serfs. Land was the main economic asset during this period. Lords owned vast estates or manors, which served as the fundamental units of production. These estates included farmland, forests, and villages. Instead of slavery, most agricultural labor was performed by serfs, also known as villeins. These peasants were legally bound to the land, working on the lord's estate. Serfs were not slaves but were obligated to provide labor, produce, or rent to their lord. In exchange, they received protection and the right to cultivate certain plots for themselves. This mutual obligation created a system where lords granted land or protection to vassals. In return, vassals owed military service or other duties. The peasants worked the land to sustain both themselves and the lord's household. Manorial estates were often self-sufficient economic units. They produced most of what was needed locally, from food to basic goods. While some trade existed, especially in towns, the feudal economy was not heavily market-driven. Wealth was measured mostly in land and agricultural output rather than money or goods exchange. This system emerged as a response to the collapse of centralized Roman authority. Local protection and economic stability became essential. Over time, serfdom replaced slavery as the dominant labor system in much of Europe. The Black Death in the later medieval period disrupted this economic structure. The drastic reduction in the labor force led to changes in agricultural practices. These changes contributed to the decline of feudalism, paving the way for more trade-based economies and the rise of a middle class. In essence, feudalism's economic foundation was the control and exploitation of agricultural land. This hierarchy of obligations between lords and those who worked the land sustained a largely rural and localized economy throughout medieval Europe. Understanding this system helps us appreciate the complexities of our historical development.